All right, let's get this going. One minute. Less depressed, less depressed, lest we forget. Be our guest. Put your dick in my head. How's everybody doing? What's everybody doing? When's everybody doing? And most importantly, how is everybody doing? Welcome to my stream. It's so premium. It's so shitty. It's so shitty that spruce the place up a bit with some spruce trees. Is that sprucey enough for you? Adrian Victor sounds like the name of a sitcom. Well, it's actually not as much as it looks like it. I miss Bluckles, Blonick, and Dr. Eggman. Yeah, Dr. Eggman is just Dr. Eggman. He's not original. Just watching a video about all the people who've died at Disneyland. There are at least 10 people who jumped off of the Mickey and Friends parking structure. It's just named that. It's not shaped like them or anything. But it's funny to imagine people jumping off of a parking structure that's got Mickey's face all over it. It does have pictures of Mickey everywhere. It's just like, you can't really tell from like a far away picture. It just looks like a parking lot. Why are so many people jumping from that parking structure specifically? I guess because there's nothing keeping people from doing that. Why are people dying at Disneyland? I don't know. There's a lot of suicide people at that parking structure. There are also some people who jumped out of like the Disneyland hotel. Joe, when's more spruce? Oh my god. Stop asking about spruce. So if Walt Disney was still alive, do you think he would have finally dropped the facade of like the friendly millionaire, billionaire guy? I love how futile it is to be like, if Walt was still alive. I love how just like pathetic it is for people to be like that into the future. It's like, what would Walt do? It's like, he's gone. Like, what do you mean, what would he do? He's gone. It's like, to this day, they're like completely lost without him. But then like when someone actually says what he would have wanted, that's ignored. Like, it's also stupid, even if you're right, because it's like, it doesn't actually matter what he would have wanted. Company is gonna do what the fuck they want. That came up when it was like they wanted to make an animatronic of him. Like, they made the Lincoln animatronic when he was alive, and now they were thinking about making Walt into an animatronic. And he always said he didn't want to be an animatronic, and his family was like, he didn't want to be an animatronic. And they asked the family permission, but they didn't actually have to get it. They were really just asking permission for like publicity and, you know, getting support. I watched a 4-hour video about Defunctland. I don't know if anybody else watched that video, but I have that shit on my mind now. Defunctland put out a 4-hour fucking video about the broken promise of Disney living characters, which is like, they wanted characters to be like animatronics, puppets, you know, combination, like full body characters, and animatronic head, synthesized voices. It was, you know, a lot of cool ideas, but most of it just like never actually panned out. So the Defunctland guy is talking about how he remembers and he's still mad, which glad somebody is, because I don't even like theme parks, but I find this stuff to be fascinating anyway. Well, it would have made Florida a Disney state. He was like, I think he was trying to establish Disney cities all over the world. Like, he his last thing that he made before his death was Disney World, and he didn't even see the day that it opened. He died before that happened. But like, he was plotting also on Epcot, which became you know, it became another theme park, but it was supposed to be a fucking city. Like, it was supposed to be the prototype for a futuristic city. And you know, he drew it on a napkin and told guys to make it real. And you know, he didn't have any experience in making cities, but he had, I don't know, I feel like Disney movies are just like constantly doing research on subjects, so I can imagine it wouldn't be that hard for him and his Imagineers to become experts at that shit without even, you know, having to try for very long. You know, they won World War II and everything. Nah, that was probably Daffy, actually. But yeah, like, Disney was kind of a futuristic engineering company, so if they could create Space Mountain, they could probably create a city. I mean, I don't know for what purpose exactly. A city to be hyper-capitalist? Or what? A city that you have to pay to enter? Well, you know, every city has tolls. I mean, it seems like the future does kind of need a new city design. They were talking about how Walt was talking about how the car ruined cities, that now we need to design a city around the car. Yeah, I don't know. So like, what do we need to design cities around these evil inventions like the car and the atomic bomb? I feel like the atomic bomb has made cities a liability. You know, we never said like cities need to go though. Just like the car, we never said cars need to go. We can't get rid of the bomb, so. You just live in cities in defiance of the bomb. Another thing that I thought was really interesting is that Walt had like this carefully maintained image, but it wasn't really who he was. And he was like, I'm not Walt Disney anymore. Like, I do things Walt Disney wouldn't do. I smoke, I drink. He doesn't do those things. I'm not him anymore. It's like Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse are the same. Man, I have all these conversations internally, and then I forget to bring them up on Thingus, and then, it gets railroaded to some other conversation I forget. But like, I was thinking about this shit, that like, I think maybe I was thinking more about Nintendo than Disney, because Nintendo had a... Wait, it's right there. It's right fucking there. Look. This little bast is behind the tree trying to hide. Look at this little fuck right here. This little stamp. This stamp is Mickey Mouse. This stamp is Walt Disney's smiling face. This stamp comes in 100 million other forms and flavors, but this stamp is the sealed quality, which is a promise that it's not a piece of shit game. And that still technically exists, but I think they kind of replaced it over time with like the Nintendo logo, which, got kind of replaced over time with just Mario. It doesn't even, you don't even know who Miyamoto or Nintendo is. You just know Mario. He's the seal. He's the reassurance to the consumer that this thing isn't a piece of shit because it's got the brand, and the brand is like, we stake our fucking name, our children's graves on all this fucking shit we're selling to you. And if you don't like it, then come to my house and kill me, because that's how serious I am about this product. Maybe it didn't say all that. There were definitely pieces of shit even with that stamp. But I think that's interesting that the stamp was originally the thing, because there was no Mario when they came up with that. They didn't have the Super Mario branding. They maybe had the character, but he was just Plumber Guy. He was just Jumpman. He was just generic video game character number 0. They didn't have any, like, I don't know, market dominance or any of these fancy terms they probably didn't even know back then. It's like that symbol is so fucking valuable to them. Like, this is why Disney protects the shit out of Mickey's image, because the symbol means everything. Just like the lamp, the bouncy lamp tells you this is going to be a good one, or does it? Over time, the brand kind of erodes, and you stop associating it with quality. You just associate it with a flimsy excuse for a cash grab. They probably put that Nintendo seal on every fucking Mario game, even the like sports games. Like, they put Mario on it. That's the same thing. It's the same thing as Miyamoto or Walt Disney. Miyamoto wants to be Walt Disney, the fucking theme park. But yeah, I think that's interesting. That's like, after the video game crash, nobody wanted to buy a piece of shit video game ever again. And Nintendo was making some big promises that it's like 1983. It's already late for like video games. It's like, you want me to buy another video game? Get real. It's like, oh, but you see, we have this little stamp. And I guess the customers are just like, Oh, I didn't know it was like that. Sorry, sir. Nah, I mean, I'm sure that stamp didn't mean shit. There were probably all kinds of lies reassuring people that the game wouldn't suck. Sure, they did it even when the games were good. I'm sure they do it now. It's like, I don't know how exactly how they had to sell games like Mario, like Super Mario Brothers. Like they could have marketed it as like it'll cure your cancer. And it wouldn't fucking matter because the game did well because it was a good game. I think there is no more of this. Which is why Earthbound doesn't apparently have the stat. Well, just in this image. But Earthbound is a game that was not treated like it was one of their, top games. They didn't really market the shit out of this game or anything. It kind of just blew over. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we need a new way of communicating that that something is good, I guess. Well, I feel like the way we've been doing it for like the last 15 years is not with stamps or brands. It's with just like consumers, just like telling you, just like people who've heard it was good, checked it out for you, and can confirm that it's good. Like that's, I don't know, what we've been doing, but it feels like even that isn't enough. Because like there's just so many things out there that feel like everything just like appeals to a different person. I guess we're going in the direction of like everybody just makes their own entertainment, or like everybody makes entertainment for one person. I feel like the future of entertainment is going to be like you're going to just like type in what you want to watch, and it's not even going to be like AI generated. It's just going to be like people who are just like at a computer are just like going to make it like in front of you, like a Subway sandwich. It could be AI generated, but like that would be trash. That would be low quality. I'm talking about like something that's in between trash and good. It's still mass produced. Like imagine just like 700 people working on something all at once. There's, you know, there's basically no singular vision. I'm imagining like enslaved and imprisoned people doing this. So instead of a zeal of approval that could be slapped on a product, we should instead have a trusted person confirm the quality of a product. I guess that's what I said. That's why I said we have had, but that's not really enough, is there? It's not really enough, is it? Not when, I don't know, I feel like someone can highly recommend something and it's just like not for you. It's like, I don't know, you ever watch a movie and think like, yeah, that was a good movie that I never want to see again. It's like not you don't dislike it because it's bad, it just wasn't for you. I think that's my problem, is that like if something is technically good, that's technically good, it's like, I don't know. There's like product integrity is the name of, is like what they say on that little zeal of approval. I like calling it a zeal of approval, or of quality, I guess. They used to call it the seal of quality, and now it's just the Nintendo seal, the seal of nothing. None of these seals are reals. This one's got transparency, but it's also cropped. Terrible. Here's another version that has, oh wow, look, this one's got transparency. This seal is your assurance that Nintendo has approved and guaranteed the quality of this product. I don't know how a seal can assure you that, but I guess you know, maybe there was a time when their entire company and reputation could be staked on a promise, a promissory note, like a dollar. A dollar is like an IOU. You know it's good for money, even if it isn't money, because money is precious metal, not paper. So what exactly is the thing that the note promises? A trust. I don't know. You trust in something. You trust in the company. You trust in God. That's why it says in God we trust on money. Is because money is all just fucking fake. You have to sort of believe in it for it to not be fake. You have to believe in a higher power like God. It's like, imagine people like my dad, who was like, you know, worked all fucking day, just wants his kids to be happy, just wants to watch the news, just wants, you know, just wants to get the best value, right? Like, there's a big, it's a big fucking deal if you're people like my dad was back in the 80s and 90s. It's like in 1980, there was pretty much a video game console for every fucking company. You go to the grocery store has their own video game console. It was annoying. It was like NFTs. Every idiot thinks they're gonna be the guy who hits it big with this shit. Bugs Bunny was probably making one. Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. I don't know if Disney ever made their own video game console. Was that ever a thing? I mean, I'm sure they made Tiger Electronic games, but that's not their own. Yeah, they made Game & Watch. That's Nintendo. I don't think they ever made their own system. It's weird because it feels like Disney was in a good position to like stake out some of the game market. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking back then. They made like the Black Cauldron. It was not a huge success. Yeah, 80s Disney was kind of awkward, and then 90s Disney's kind of successful. It'd be funny if the spear just didn't have any movement. So okay, so let's bring it back to today. You have people being like, no AI. No AI was used in making this. I kind of agree that we need to like communicate that in some way, but not so explicitly, I don't think. You know, what are we gonna put a seal of quality on our work? We're just like gonna have that on every single human made work then. I don't actually want to do that. I just sort of agree with those people that we need something. You know, it shouldn't be like, yeah, and like the word of mouth thing. It shouldn't be like, oh, and there was no AI. Like that shouldn't be the first thing you say. I think there should be some AI in my videos. I don't know. I just feel like that's not a default. That doesn't make something good, but I get what you're saying. We need some quality assurance. I guess the only, you know, like it used to be like you have to pay for something and then find out if it's good. It's like maybe now you only pay for stuff that you know is good, like my Patreon. Even if my cartoons suck, at least it's your fault that they suck, because you get to finance them. If you don't know what the word finance means, you need to go back to business school. So yeah, so like for Mickey, for Disney, there's also a ton of different brands that imply quality even if there is none. Like there's the signature is his signature, so it's like I put my own name on it, so you know it's good. You have Mickey, his face, his symbol, his circles, his you know, his other signature shit like his laugh. And then you have there's a million others. There's Tinkerbell, there's Fantasia Mickey, is different Mickey entirely. There's the castle, there's the song from Pinocchio. All these things are used as branding. So, yeah, even I have Dog of Wisdom as my icon because I don't know. I should probably delete that. I should change it to Daffy Duck as a cowboy. This is how I'm feeling nowadays. But yeah, Nintendo has a million. They have the logo, the stamp, the Mario, and then 100 others like Link and Samus. I mean, I guess those are to a lesser extent. But also, they don't have Mario on their like Zelda games or anything. This animation needs more pow. Gotta be, I got a good sound effect for that. Mario being playable in all Nintendo games would be funny. He basically is every video game character already. Um, but yeah, I guess there is no assurance. Like, we have that fucking shit nowadays. It's called This Stupid Crab. Ooh, badge of honor. Check mark. Real. Real, actual. Seriously, guys, it's gonna be great. Like, when you send a message and it's received and it comes back and you receive it, it's like 4 check marks. Like, message sent, message received, message encrypted, message unencrypted. That's a lot of check marks. Yuck, it must be real. Does he have real in his name? Does he have real in his name and it's also got 4 check marks and 1 master check mark to show that one shall rule all? Now let me take the eraser tool and erase everything here. Shut the fuck up. Ah, shut up. We keep erasing until there's nothing left. Then I'll look at the icon and see if there's something left. It turned white, so there's nothing left. Control A does nothing. Doing this does nothing. Stupid fucking shit. We don't need more check marks. We don't need more stampy stamp. There's already, I don't know. I guess to me, crashing out is how you prove you're human. That's the only way you can prove that you're a human. But like, proving you're a human is just a fucking Turing test. Passing a Turing test doesn't mean your art is good. And, you know, in this Redditor's opinion, it doesn't mean your art is real. And I think if you're making a pale imitation, that also doesn't necessarily mean your art is fake. I don't know, there's some pale imitations that are pretty good. You know, nobody, I don't know how the fuck Peter Jackson made Lord of the Rings, but like, was anybody really looking at him thinking like, this is the guy we need? I think it was his idea and he was pushing for it. Top tier butt physics. This was animated by Vivi. I just showed her the storyboard, which is like really nothing here actually. And she just was like, yeah, I think I know what you're going for. I got you. Say no more. Oh god. Gotta change that. Scale none. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm gonna use the stream as ASMR as I disappear. Have a good night. See you later. I guess there is none. There is no quality assurance. There's none because if 10 people tell you it's good, they could be 10 AI generated fakos. So you can't go by that anymore. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably been going on a long time. 20 years probably, where like internet was just like full of fake reviews. Is Frumply offering a sweet little kiss to soothe our hardships? I mean, he's not asking. It's not like the offer is about to expire. He's that kind of guy. In case you were wondering. He's a Pepe Le Pew. He's repugnant. Haha, foolish female. He's not saying that here, but Fritz the cat said that. And it's alliterative. And he says stupid stink. So it makes me think of Fritz the cat. Fritz the cat's last words. Foolish female. Haha. Alright. Most of the animation is done. To put the audio in. Which is its whole other thing. No, that's not the move. Don't duplicate it. If it's mirrored like this, it's going to be annoying when you try to edit the duplicate. So what do? Instead of doing duplicate and then swap, you just hit F8 to convert this to symbol, rename, just and then inside that I just break apart, so now he is facing that way as opposed to facing that way. I need to edit this dust because he got his glasses broke between this episode and between the beginning of this episode and now. Just iconic shattered glasses. Finally, the answer to why and how. Don't worry, they'll be unshattered again by the next reboot. We'll have an even more stupid reason for them to be broken. The reason here is that a guard punched him. Wow, exciting reason. The lore. The lore that we just pulled out of our ass to entertain full-grown men. FrumpleQuest, the answer to lore slop. The answer is no. Nice tween. How's that? He pauses, but the harpoon is still slowly gaining on him. Oh yeah, that's... To be on the other side. Yeah, I don't know, actually. I've been better without the cartoonish. Kind of just like weak otherwise, which might be funnier. Yeah, that also doesn't work. It's gotta be like... What should I talk about? Or I could also just talk about nothing. I don't know if what I'm talking about is interesting or accurate. I'm just thinking about things. Like, there's a couple things stuck in my craw. Like, I feel like every stream has like a loose theme. Like, today I'm thinking about the seal of quality. I'm thinking about Walt Disney becoming as much of an icon and a fictional character as Mickey. This motherfucker looks like Mickey to me. This is Mickey Mouse. Mr. Bast. Walt cultivated this image of like a cool, nice guy, but like he actually sucked. He was a genius because he hired smart people. I think he knew what he was doing, but there's no way artificially generating him is going to make them know what they're doing. But they've been trying to do that shit for decades. They've been like, what would Walt do? What would Walt would have done? Whether Walt would have lived. What if Walt lived? That's the theme of every fucking decade. Walt would definitely not have approved of Strange World. What's with this character? Is he a boy or a girl? The animation on this is almost done. Pretty much nothing left to add. I'm getting tired. I should probably get going. But yeah, like they keep trying to turn Walter into an icon, into a, I don't know. They still think he's running the company. I suppose he planned for his death, but there's no way he's planned this far ahead. They're not gonna make a AI CEO of him, are they? I mean, they probably should, because fuck those human CEOs they got. But that's so sad. Even if it was good, that's sad that like we're relying on dead people brought back with computers. It's so pathetic. They don't know what we need now. They're dead. Yeah, I mean, Mulan explored the question of how do you bring honor to your family members who are dead? Well, you know, like, there's people just like, what would Walt do? They're trying to do right by Walt because they think that pretty much every decision he made was the correct one. Well, that's because it was his company. It's not his anymore. You need him to see it and tell you if it's bad. There's like that Once Upon a Studio short where Mickey like stops in front of a painting of Walt and takes his hat off, and it's like, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you before I left. It's like Walter painting would have probably been like, this whole thing needs to be thrown out and start over. All of you people need to be thrown out and start over. I'll give you $5 per gag. Walter should have taken his head off and said, you know how many people were decapitated at Walt Disney World? At least one. Do you know how many were decapitated on purpose? Possibly more. Walter was decapitated by he was decapitated going down the Matterhorn. And that shit about them saving his brain is probably true, isn't it? Because even back then they were like, no, we're not gonna let a good thing die. Yo, fuck you if you didn't want to be brain saved. We're saving his brain. There's a pseudo-biographical movie on Walt Disney where he befriends a random ass mouse. Has a breakdown when he can't find it. He drops on the ground or some shit. It runs away. That's how they feel about Walt. It's like, he's lost. We'll never get him back. He's gone. Now what? It's like, it was just a mouse. Let it go. And, you know, Walter was like, you know, he was a guy with money who could tell what the future was gonna be. So what? So was Howard Hughes. Way of the future. The way of the future. Way of the future. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was fucking drunk or high when he came up with Epcot, because that shit's still not the future. Although, I don't see any of you saying anything better. You know, Walter came up with, like, animatronic Abe Lincoln. He probably came up with, like, teacups or something. Walter came up with the spire in the Snow White Castle, or whatever, the Cinderella Castle. Yeah, I mean, they need him as much as they don't need him. They probably definitely don't need him now, because they could just AI him. Although AI doesn't have any good ideas. Walter probably only had good ideas because he was a human. Like I was thinking about this all day yesterday. The idea that Walt is like a businessman that's nice now. He's your friend. He's your best friend. He's your uncle. He's your dad. He's my dad. You know, like he's everyone's fucking dad. It's like they've probably been using AI to generate Walt for years now. Walt, but woker. It's like that's an incredible story because that's like basically what he did when he lost Oswald. He was like, what am I gonna do now? They just came up with a mouse, or you know, he got to make the mouse and took all the credit. And, you know, now they don't have exclusive rights to use Mickey anymore. They have the same rights as everybody. Just like everyone else. One of his teeth could come out here. Eh, not really turning out. Probably better like this. Although, probably improve this a little. Leave it alone. Good, actually. Changed that, and that looked good. Changed this, didn't look good. Changed it back. Although I changed this a little bit. Punchable face. I don't think AI Walt Disney or animatronic Lincoln agreed on Strange World. Nobody even knows what that is. Animatronic Lincoln told Walter to take over the government. And he was like, but animatronic Lincoln, that's insane. He was like, no, it's genius. You just plead insanity. No one will believe you that animatronic Lincoln is really talking to you. They'll think you're insane. Man, fuck Walt Disney. The idea that a businessman has integrity. Why we have Donald Trump as president. They don't have any integrity. They care about their brand if it suits them temporarily. Look how they're just like toppling all that by putting shitty unfinished AI crap on Disney Plus. Why? Because you know that they're just gonna do it on Facebook anyway, and they're gonna be like, help, I have one brain cell, I can't figure out how to get this going. Like, why won't they just make it for Disney Plus so even I can make terrible shit? Disney Plus is just gonna be Jesus. It's gonna be like pictures of Jesus holding a lamb that says repent before it's too late. The lamb has mouse ears. They're gonna make it illegal to post like Taylor Swift shit, but people are still gonna prompt it anyway. They're gonna figure out how. They're gonna figure out how to like make porn on Disney Plus. It's like, I don't get it. Like, for years, they've been so protective of, like, Mickey Mouse. And now it's just like, oh no, make whatever the fuck you want and post it to Disney Plus. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be moderation, but, like, how? Like, how much? It's gonna be self-moderated if it's a fucking social media. They'll be like, hey, can you take this down? No? Alright, then do it in like 12 hours when you're awake. I've been hearing about AI slop on Disney Plus. I don't know exactly what they're making. They're making a tool to let people make their own slop. So I guess they decided that if they could distance themselves from the slop in some way, then they could have it. So instead of taking the blame, they're gonna blame us. They're gonna blame the users. Just like they blame their customers, they blame their employees, they blame the government, regulations, blame Obama, blame everything on everyone. They blame customers like Coupon the movie blamed viewers. When a disabled person died at their park a few years ago, they blamed the person who died. Disney be weird right now? They've been weird for like 20 years. They've been weird ever since getting Iger. Like, as soon as Iger became CEO, the movies just stopped. Right? Like, all the animated movies were fucking killed. As soon as they got Iger, they bought Pixar and killed Pixar. Killed and ruined. It's like the guy they had before Eisner. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm a little too young to remember, but from looking at what he was like, it seemed like he was a little bit more interested in making good movies. It's like, I don't know, like, is he said he would say that we're not in the business of making great art. We're just trying to make money. And if we have to make art to make money, then sure, we'll make art. Which is like, I don't know if he really means that. Like, that's extremely cynical, and I guess extremely cynical is how businesses are run. But it feels like, in contrast to what they do now, it's not even nearly as cynical. Like, it sounds like they're actually interested in making great art, and now they're just like, I don't know, they just happen to be making money now. Or it sounds like this is a way that you could pitch it so that it'll be palatable to business people who aren't interested in art that makes no money. It's like, might be less evil than it's trying to sound or something. But it is evil because ultimately it just led to what we have now. It's just like a kind of an abandonment of the arts. It's like they really have lived up to that promise that they're really only interested in making money, and if they lose money on making art, then they're not going to make art. Which also goes against what Walt would have done. Because he would have invested money in making great art even if it wasn't a success. And would have used those failures as a springboard for the next success. They don't understand that anymore. They only understand failure bad. Bad number. Number go down. Bad now. Bad decision. Good decision. Bad. Bad decision. Good. They only understand terms in terms of reaction, which is so boring. Holy shit. Like maybe Fantasia was just a good movie, no matter what people said about it, or didn't, because they didn't even fucking see it. There we go. Now we're cooking. So in like 2005, Bob Iger took over the company, and they never made another good movie again after that. Because they only gave a shit about like TV, sports, Marvel, Star Wars. It was like a shit fuck company. It's not in anything anymore. Just like, oh, we're Netflix now. Like 2020 when they came out with Disney Plus. Just like, give us Rent. Let us be your landlord. Move to Disney World. Doesn't seem like there's enough sand in that pile. Anyway, what are my final thoughts? That's stupid that they made a Walter animatronic. Because it's just like, it's just the latest in a like nearly a fucking century of trying to bring him back. He's been dead for 60 years. It's like, you can't go forward with such regrets. How come you don't think about your own vision of the future? You just think about some ancient one. It's like, what happens when we actually bring him back to life? Is he just like back, like he owns the company legally? I guess that's what he was thinking by freezing his head. Who let loose that he had his head frozen? Who told us that? How do we know that one? Maybe he just would just like talk about it all the time and people figured he probably really did it. Walt Disney's frozen head. Get that thing fuck away from me. Like that's what they have planned for the future. A creepy fucking head that owns half the world. Dang, this is looking great. Thank you. You some conguberits. Conguberwits. Thank you. Glad you like. Ari! Fuck you! I'll fuck you up. I'll shut you up. Oh my god. My fucking thesis. It's like going to hell. Give me 1 second. I need to think about this. Walt Disney's squeaky clean image. I think that's the road to hell. That's the road to world domination by an evil head. Because let me tell you, when Walt Disney's head comes back to life, he doesn't have any reason to be nice. He's just gonna be your overlord. Although, I think if Walt Disney had the technology to come back to life, he'd probably tell them to kill him and then bring him back later when technology's better. He would be unimpressed with our time. Like, why do they even need his fucking brain? They're just gonna waste like $1 billion keeping it alive for 100 years. When Walt Disney's head comes back to life, it's going to die in like 5 seconds. I don't know, maybe one day corpses and dead people's brains will just be like an old car that needs repairs. I'm telling you though, the day after, or like a year after they figure out how to bring back Walt Disney from the dead, like using the brain, a year later they're going to find a way to bring people back to life without even using their DNA. They saved the brain for nothing. You think they studied the brain? They probably did what they did to Einstein. Just like had their best Disney scientists do an autopsy. I think it's weird and wrong to try and be a fake cartoon character. Like Mr. Beast is the modern version of that. Think about all the ways I'm not like Walt Disney. I'll bullshit you. I'm real with you. I have very little to offer, unlike Walt. I'm like one of his employees. I'm like Don Bluth without him. Cyborg Disney with the voice box of Mickey Mouse. Well, he was the voice of Mickey, so that is correct. Anyway, I gotta go eat something. Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys. See you later. See you on the next one.